I just kind of broke down because I was like, all of my friends that I've met, like they don't know the real me. Like I'm just putting on this character, this act, and I was so tired of putting on the act. And then went back to being a sad bro. But then
I would always hear like when girls say, oh, I want a guy that knows what he wants. And then that would be like my biggest insecurity because I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what, bro. I know for a fact there will probably be some guys from high school that are like, what the fuck is Endon doing? He's the quiet guy. Why the fuck is he running a podcast right now? Why the hell is he on my For You page? But you know what? You, I don't give a keep watching this video, but I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But all the best.
Like, favorite, and subscribe.
Thank you for tuning in.
You, bro. I find myself in situations where, like, bro, I'm not interested in this, but like, they're my friends. I don't want to, tell them, like, hey, all native youths, stop talking about the NRL.
I don't find it interesting.
You shouldn't either.
Good to do another episode with just us three again. We've been having a lot of good guests the past few weeks, and I think they've been stealing the limelight off us.
Stealing the show.
Yeah, stealing the thunder, man.
Yeah, exactly. We had like Kaven and Will on last week, like just two handsome frat boys or something like from uni, and then had Gary on. So yeah, felt like we haven't we need a
just the homies for
the homies. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just the homies. We can't have them make us look too bad.
Yeah, we're not saying that they're not the homies, but it's good to just be us three.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So no, it's good. So today, we've been brainstorming and stuff on like, we've been having our meetings and stuff, and like to see what we wanted to talk about. And like recently, a big topic has come to my mind, which is like identity. And I wanted to talk about that specifically because I did have a coaching call, and one of the like people in the group, that it was a group coaching call, they did speak about identity a lot, and he has trouble finding his identity. And I shared it with the guys, and apparently Edmund has a lot to talk about regarding this. So guys, like when it comes to identity, can you tell us a bit more about like what
does it mean?
Like what does it mean?
I think identity, what comes to mind for me is like how I would describe myself, if I was in a kind of a uni group, like intro, like class thing, where like, okay, what's a few things about me? Other ways I would define identity is like kind of how I see myself, like what things in my life do I kind of value and kind of feel like expresses who I am.
Yeah, pretty much similar to Justin, just how I am, maybe what I grew up with, and who I pretty much nowadays who I follow on social media, who I watch, and that's pretty much it. Hey,
yeah, also what you post on social media as well.
Yeah, true.
You post, like the way that you behave. And during that group session, right, like we were talking about how this other person in the session, he was having trouble finding his identity when it comes to his like circles, like when he went to school, so uni. A lot of the friends around him were like, oh yeah, I'm going to travel to this place, I'm going to go to France after graduate and all that stuff. And they all just seem to have, according to him, they all seem to just be like world explorers and maybe a little bit about like a nomad kind of thing, where they like to explore places, but he has never had the urge to travel outside of his city, or even out of the country, and also, or even the city. So and then he felt a bit left out, I guess, like, or he had problems finding his identity because like I was with these people, but it seems like they identify as like travelers, I guess. So and I didn't really like that, but I also don't know what sort of bucket I fit into. So like it got me thinking as well, like, is there a specific bucket that you guys try to identify yourself into? Like, is there like a few words that could describe your identity?
Oh man, I like every time. So before I started martial arts, all I was just like, I'll go to the gym. That's like my main identity. That's all I identify as. But nowadays, I don't know. Hard to say because I just say, I like to train martial arts, and I like to read books sometimes, and I run a self-improvement. I co-host a self-improvement podcast.
Let's say if someone was to like describe who you were, or like someone was to ask your girlfriend, it's like, oh, you have a boyfriend. What's your boyfriend like? What like yeah, and how do you think she would describe you in like maybe 10 words? Like,
She's actually told me what she would say.
tell me. Yeah.
So she said, it's gonna sound like I'm fucking rubbing myself off, but like she just said he's the better half of me because he's more optimistic, very nice, and yeah, likes to learn more, and he's just an overall good guy. That's why she's literally her words, not mine.
It's awesome.
I see.
Yeah.
I
Do
see.
you kind of turning it around? Do you feel like that resonates with you? Like, oh yeah, that is who I am.
I don't know, because like me personally, I don't really like to give myself flowers that much, even though you should, and you should look back and actually give yourself the flowers for trying. It's hard because I do have a bit of imposter syndrome, and I don't like to toot my own horn. Maybe it's just a bit of tall poppy syndrome of being Australian. Yeah. But if I take that out of the picture and I actually reflect, I can see that. Honestly, I feel like I've been fairly good, especially to her and for hopefully most of the people around me, except for maybe a select few, but we won't talk about that today. And yeah, I think yeah, overall not bad. Yeah, I can kind of relate to that. I can get behind that.
So you're known as a nice guy.
Yes.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Mr. Nice Guy, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you,
Got it.
Lawrence.
Me, if I was to ask Joe, bro, she'd be like, yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. Yeah. And does that resonate?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But I think if I was to ask Joe, and then she would just like, or no, someone was to ask Joe, and then she would describe. Bro, I honestly don't even know what I think she'd say. She'd say like, oh, yeah, he's from maybe like somewhat similar to Edmund's. Like, oh, he's down to like always try new stuff, and yeah, I actually don't know. Oh no, I know now. He's in sales.
He's in
Sales.
sales.
He's in sales.
Career.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of identity.
Yeah.
Like especially
Yeah.
like going to adulthood,
That's
that
true.
kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah, he's in sales, guys.
He's in
Beware
sales.
of the commission breath. Yeah.
Commission
Yeah,
breath.
yeah. Hide your wallets, guys. Yeah. 1 second. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I'll need to describe myself because I don't have a partner, but probably, jujitsu. That's like a big part of me. Like
Yeah.
my hobby, like my work stuff. Software engineer.
Yep.
That's kind of what I would kind of throw out initially. Big reader, kind of like pretty introspective person. I think. Like I like to philosophize. I like to like think about things.
Yeah.
And I like to try new things. I'm a bit of I like to pick up hobbies like every year or two. So, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So if someone was to say like, oh yeah, Justin's a philosophist, would you?
I would be like, that's right.
That's right. Yeah,
that would
nice.
honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like that describes me pretty well. I like to philosophize about random things.
And did you
Yeah.
like build this identity like
Dude.
yourself? What did you do?
My gamer tag growing up was philosophy 123.
I was gonna bring that up.
Oh, you were gonna bring it
I was gonna segue to that. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, I don't know, and then I'll be like,
Are you gonna
remember your
catch
Combat
me in
Arms
it?
account?
It was philosophy 23, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Like, cause this was back in like high school. So we were like really good friends. Like us two and another guy. Us three were like best friends. Shout out Thomas. And I got separated from him and Thomas. I went to a different school. And later on, like this guy hits me up on MSN. Like we got disconnected, didn't talk for a bit, and then he messaged me on MSN with a bunch of like philosophy shit. Like
Do I?
we were like 13.
That's
bro.
so cringe.
Yeah, we were like 13, bro. It was like year 8 or something. He's like, I don't even know what it was. I couldn't even comprehend it. It was in year 8, and it's like all this complex philosophy stuff. And his username changed to like philosopher something, and then the Combat Arms account was like philosophy. I was like, what's going on? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So you manifested it yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
I think I liked the I was 13, bro. I didn't know what I was sending you either. I think I liked the idea of being a philosopher more than actually like reading philosophy or anything.
Yeah.
But I think that that evolved into actually giving it a try, kind of
Yeah.
falling into that.
I see.
How funny. I did not remember that at all.
But yeah, like I think yours was a bit of a mouthful. So philosopher, machine learning engineer or engineer.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know you as an engineer.
Yeah.
And a martial arts guy.
Martial arts,
Martial arts, yeah.
Okay. Now, why do you guys think identity is important? Like having this identity is important?
Because it's just what people see you as, right? And that's just how they identify. It's hard question to answer, but because everyone's identity is constantly changing as well. Yeah, hard one to answer. Honestly, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know why it's important.
I think you're gonna like have an identity whether you like it or not. It's
Yeah.
like you're gonna have an idea of who you are.
True.
So
That's
I
true.
think it's good to kind of cultivate it like a little more intentionally.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be one of those guys who their whole life is their job.
Yeah.
And then their identity is so like fragile because it's just based on one thing.
Yeah.
They get like fired or like for whatever reason they can't
Yeah.
work anymore. Then they just like you become crushed, right? So I feel like it's important to cultivate, you know, I'm a good family man, I'm a good friend, I'm
Yeah.
a good like just person in general.
True.
As well as like my job and all of these things.
Yeah.
Because I think identity is like you're gonna have an idea of yourself, good or bad, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the difference between that and personal brand?
Personal brand.
I don't feel like there's any difference, to be honest. But personal branding, there's no difference because personal branding is pretty much your identity, right?
I think
like
so,
how
yeah.
they
Or
how
identify
people see you.
how people see you. Yeah,
Yeah.
But there's behind closed doors and on social media, right? There's
Maybe
two different
personal
things.
brand is like your external facing identity.
Yeah.
And have you guys ever like had any identity issues like growing up and stuff? I mean, for us, I'm gonna assume not because like where we grow up, everyone's like yellow and small eyes.
In Australia, we're minorities, but in our area, we are the majority.
We are the
Yeah.
majority,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time, and they just don't believe me. They're like, "What?"
Yeah,
They're like, "What?" I had like 2 Asians in my school.
yeah, because like Joe, like my partner, like she grew up in like the Shire and also went to private school, where it's like I don't know if we're the majority still. I think we weren't the majority, but yeah. So she had like some, I guess, like identity not issues, but like you know those Asian people who are like, aren't like the proudest to be Asian.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to call her out right now. Like she is proud, but like maybe back then as a teen,
There's
it
a little
wasn't
bit of
really-
baggage, it's a little bit more
Bit baggage.
complicated.
Wait, didn't she go
Yeah.
to school in Stratty?
Yeah, but it was like a private Christian school, so
Okay. I just automatically assumed it would still be filled with Asians.
yeah, I think it was like rich white girls or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
but yeah, like I never really had that like regarding my ethnicity until like maybe later on in life when you enter the big world of corporate and you walk in the office and like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, bro.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess like when you're the majority, it's like it doesn't even register. You know, it's not even on your radar as a
Yeah.
topic. But then
Exactly.
but I guess when you're in the minority, it's like such a big thing.
Yeah. Or what about like, how about this? Like, because you know how, so our parents are from Vietnam, right? And we did a short about it and like a reel
Oh, yeah.
about it. Our parents are from Vietnam, but we're ethnically Chinese. Like, have you ever faced any identity problems regarding that? Like, you know how friends at school would be Vietnamese, but like I don't know, my parents are from Vietnam. My parents are Vietnamese as well, but like, but then I can't really, I can't speak it. I don't understand it and all that.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever, growing up, were you ever confused about that or?
I do feel like for me, like one thing I noticed that's interesting is like I don't feel Chinese at all. I don't feel Vietnamese either.
Okay.
It feels like, oh yeah, it's kind of like my cultural heritage. I can kind of speak it.
Yeah.
But I feel Australian Asian. That's kind of,
Oh, okay.
that feels like my culture.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not always the case. Like I've got friends who like they're like basically Australian Chinese, but they're like really Chinese. They like when they say we, they mean China.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
Like I feel like Korean friends as well. Like they're very big into Korean culture.
Yes.
So they identify much more as a Korean rather than like Asian Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Well, I do identify as Asian Australian, Chinese Australian, especially. I don't actually tell people I'm Vietnamese at all. I never even tell people that, oh, my parents are born in Vietnam. I just say, oh, I'm Chinese.
Yeah.
I don't identify myself as Vietnamese like at all.
At all?
Yeah. Like I
Same.
literally take that and take it away from me.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I still say that like, oh, we had that reel that like was watched a lot, right? It was about like how I just want to avoid that conversation. So I'm like, oh,
It's complicated.
I'm part Vietnamese and I'm also part Chinese as well. So that's that way they don't ask. If I say I'm Chinese, they're like, oh, yeah, like where are your parents from? Like Shanghai or some shit. I'm like, nah, bro, Vietnam.
Hanoi.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, we are Chinese. We speak Chinese, but like, in terms of like being Chinese, I don't know how to describe it, but like, there's I feel like there's like Chinese people, and there's like Chinese like Vietnamese people like us. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, because when we
notice
go,
difference,
you
yeah.
notice difference,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when we hang out with people from like, I don't know, like Eastwood or something, or like places that are far away from Cabra, it's like, there's a difference, bro.
Yeah, there's a difference.
There's a difference. You can feel that difference.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I feel like we probably would get along more with the Vietnamese people as opposed to that.
Yeah.
Like we will be more similar to the area, like the Vietnamese people, even though we're Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're just different. Even though they're pretty nice, like they don't say like they don't fucking say bro as much. They don't like they don't have the area accent. Like they're probably a bit more like I don't want to say but like a bit more well spoken, I guess. But yeah, there is a difference for sure.
Because like when I was working at ANZ Bank, we had to go do some like corporate training, some training thing because some freaking banker somewhere like sold people like weird loans and stuff and they couldn't pay it back. But anyways, we had to do this retraining and we had to go to the city in the ANZ office to do that training, and there were like other people from different branches there, and there was like a few from the Chinatown branch, and they were like, I could tell that they were like from Hong Kong or something by the way that they spoke. Like they had that Cantonese accent and all that. And also, I think he mentioned it once, and I also heard them speaking Cantonese. We didn't really have too much time to like speak to each other till towards the end. And when I was speaking to him, I started busting out talking in Cantonese, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Bro, like you." Like, I didn't know you were Cantonese. I thought you were Vietnamese, bro. Yeah. I was like, oh, no. Why would you, like, what made you think that? He's like, oh, because I have some Vietnamese friend and, like, the way you act, the way you talk and behave, it's just like them.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. So, like, I kind of had that trouble, right? Like, I feel like I do face that trouble of identifying what is what. I know if I do a 23andMe or whatever, like spit in a freaking thing and send it to a lab, probably come back as like 97% Han Chinese. But there's still that weird like identity shift because my parents were in Vietnam. Like we even went back to Vietnam, but I can't speak it. Like, and like growing up as well, like, yeah, our parents would cook Vietnamese food at home.
Yeah.
And like we would like, eat so much Vietnamese food. So, I don't know. It's just like I feel like I kind of have that struggle still sometimes.
Do you feel like that's a big part of your identity though? Like the ethnic part? Like so Chinese or Vietnamese or like do you feel like that's plays a big part in I don't know, how you carry yourself, how you think about yourself?
Yeah, somewhat. Like I've never thought about that specifically, but I like if I was to think about it now, like I think subconsciously it does. I just can't pinpoint what like how it makes me behave. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say this is more so growing up in this area. So you know how the area has like an accent, certain accent. I have a funny story about this actually. So I was at work. I think this was for my previous company towards the end of when I was leaving. My manager was like, "Edmund, like I've always wanted to ask you, do you have like a lot of WOG mates?" And I was like, not really. Like, I don't really hang out with WOGs at all. He's like, oh, because you have a lot of WOG mannerisms, man. Yeah, because when I'm comfortable, it slips out. Because I have like two other guys there that I'm pretty comfortable with. And then the accent just slips out. Maybe swear a bit too much that sweat a bit too much because we play table tennis, and then sometimes it slips out a bit, and then they literally they thought all my mates were wogs just because of the area accent. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But shit, I lost my train of thought. But no, nothing. We'll move on. I forgot.
Yeah, okay. Let us know if it comes back to you. But yeah, I just don't know how it sort of makes me feel, or like I feel like it kind of shapes me, but then it like I don't think it shapes me that significantly. But I don't know.
From the outside, I would say you kind of lean more towards like you lean into your cultural heritage a little bit.
Yeah.
Than like, I don't know, the average like friend that I would have. I feel like you've got like, you're pretty big on like tradition. I think you care about like traditional values. Also, you care about, learning like Cantonese, learning about languages and stuff.
Yeah.
And in the modern age, you don't really need to. You only do it because you care about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's from the outside. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that too. Like, I do like to explore a bit about my culture and all that stuff, and like watch YouTube videos about, all that, and like read up on the history of things, and like just look into traditions that like maybe my parents did as kids, and like what the significant. I find that shit interesting. Yeah.
Do you ask them? Do you ask them what they did as a kid?
Yeah, I would. Like there would be times like I remember like on Sundays, right, back when I used to go out every weekend and get plastered. On Saturdays, I would get like absolutely demolished, and then on Sundays, right, I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I don't know if it's a theory or if it's proven, but when you get drunk, right, you tend to speak your second language better. Have you guys experienced that?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the specific study is called, but I've seen it a few times, and they were like, if you get drunk, you can speak another language much more fluently. So that was like the headline to get people to click on it. It's like, get like when you're smashed, you can speak another language. But it turns out it's like, you can speak a language that you already know, but you probably weren't the best at. Like maybe you were like 70% confident, but that brings it up to like 85 or 90. So anyways, like that's topic for another day. And like basically I would wake up still pretty hungover and obviously still intoxicated, and I would like be able to speak a lot more eloquently in Cantonese, and I would just harass my mom for 5 hours or like 4 hours asking her about like, back when you were a kid, did you do this? Did you do this? And then I would like go, and then like I would feel like a bit too tired because I'm like fucking just drank, and then so I was drank the night before, so I would go back lay down for like 20 seconds, I get back up and I was asking her more shit. So yeah, I was like really, really curious. So, and like, because words were just rolling off my tongue. Typically I have to think a bit more when I'm speaking Cantonese, but yeah.
I think I know the reason why. It's just because it kills the overthinking. Like it kills it like that, because you probably have a lot less anxiety in your head, and everything just rolls off your tongue.
Yeah,
like
true.
I remember I have I wouldn't say a similar story, but because I was just conversating in English, because I got pretty plastered the day before, and then I went to work on like 5 hours of sleep, and I was just talking to my colleagues that I don't know, because none of the colleagues that I talked to were in, and they were just the other colleagues, and I was just talking to them like normal, like I would never even have a proper conversation with them, but everything was just rolling off my tongue because I was still a bit drunk, and everything, there was just no overthinking. Because when I'm drunk, I just talk a bit too much.
I see. I don't know. I didn't get it. I never got it with English. I feel like it was just Cantonese, like boom, 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 bam, bam. And like, I would walk, like obviously I used to work weekends as well at Bingley. I would be selling in Chinatown, and like I was 20, bro, 18, 19, 20. I was going out every Saturday until 2 a.m. and I have work at 9 a.m. the next day. So, and I would rock up to work drunk every time. So like hungover, right? I wasn't drinking on the train. I was like hungover, and I would just be able to just close some deals, bro. Like, buy this, buy that, but anyways, that's completely unrelated. But back to the original
Just
topic.
Real quick, have you guys ever been hit with where you're from?
Oh
Yeah.
Where you're really from?
Yeah, but where are you really from? Yeah.
I haven't been hit with the where you're really from, but I've been hit with like, yeah, where you're from. And I was just like, Gavin better, bro.
That happens all the time when you travel, especially,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we've definitely experienced it when we went to Thailand. And
yeah.
then everyone will be like, hey, where you from? And you tell them, from Australia. And you're like, oh,
No, you're not.
but you look Chinese. You look like Asian.
Yeah.
Like I remember once I was training with, I was in a wrestling class and there was George Hickman. I was training drilling with some Thai guy, and then the Thai guy was just like, oh, sweaty cop. And then he was like, oh, what kind of Asian are you? And he was talking to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm from Australia, man. And he was like, oh, and then he was like, oh, and then he just started calling me. I told him I was from Sydney, and he just started calling me Sydney. I think he thought I was gonna bust out some Chinese accent, but yeah, just caught him by surprise. It happens all the time when you travel. They just
True. It does happen a lot, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. And that kind of like, it kind of does bug me, eh? Like, a little bit. Because, like, fuck, just off the bat, like, people just think I'm, like, from mainland China, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That actually does happen a lot. And I don't like it.
Yeah, don't assume shit about me. You don't know me.
Yeah.
It's surprising though, because traveling is, everyone travels. I'm sure it's not the first time they've seen an Asian Australian.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, where you're really from? I don't really get it that much though. Like especially in like Sydney, I don't really get it that much.
I guess it's so multicultural. That's like everyone knows the go. It's like people from wherever.
Yeah, exactly.
I've gotten a few times. So even in high school, like I get it. Because I tell them, oh, my parents are born in Vietnam, and like, oh, but you're Chinese, and then I have to go deeper into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, yeah, like with this whole identity stuff, right? Like, let's say, have you guys ever felt, like, I think back to the first original question, like, have you guys ever felt that like you needed to change your identity, or did your identity not mold into the environment that you wanted to be in?
I feel like I've had a few identity changes like over the years.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest ones was like kind of growing up, was very locked into a certain identity, which was smart kid, watches anime, like nerdy, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I think at a certain point, I just kind of realized, you can decide to be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
I think the first time was just going to like raves and stuff for the first time. That was like very much outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get there and then you're like, oh bro, no one cares. No one's thinking about you. Like you can do whatever you want in life. So I think like kind of obvious realization, but that was a kind of a big one early on for me. Another big one was like a few years into uni, wasn't doing very well. I was like the president of the Anime Society, but then ended up having to drop out because of like personal reasons. And then I felt like, so lost, bro. I've got like this thing that I put like so much time and effort into. That was like a big part of my identity.
Yeah, slipped out of your hands as well.
Sorry?
I said just slipped out of your hands.
Just slipped out of my hands, yeah. Like, and then I was like doing shit at uni. I was like, fuck, who am I? Oh, I don't know. So I had to like, started watching a lot of Jordan Peterson, and then I had to find myself lock in for like a few years.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing, eh?
It is a big thing. So you went from the kid who watches anime and then you changed your identity to a raver, and then you went back to the kid who watches anime. But he's the boss of all animes.
There was a period where it was like a nerdy kid who like just watched anime, like didn't have a lot of friends, and then became like, oh fuck, I party, bro. I go to raves. I do this, that. But I also like anime. I'm a complicated man.
You went through a whole anime arc.
I had a whole anime arc, exactly right.
Yeah.
So I was like, met a lot of people at uni. Like, became president, and then like had this like kind of carved out a different identity.
Yeah.
And then that crumbled. So it's like, oh fuck, who am I really?
Yeah. I have a very, I guess, kind of similar. Well, I'll start off with, I was actually gonna, I was actually gonna say something first, but with your point, it drove me in a bit of a different direction. But I'll start off with my initial point. So growing up, I was always the quiet kid, right? And I've been thinking about it a lot recently. Like, I feel like a lot of times when I do speak a lot, end up doubting myself again. Like who am I to speak a lot? You're meant to be the quiet kid, and I just shoot myself down. And yeah, I'm just trying to trying to work on letting go of that identity of being the quiet kid that, because school's over, school's over. Like there's no like, oh, you're popular and you're not. But for some reason, I don't know why, but I've always clung onto that identity just to say that that these guys are still more popular than me, even though it doesn't matter at all. Like it genuinely doesn't. And yeah, I've just been thinking about it a lot recently, and then just tried to let go of the quiet, nice guy identity, and just try to kind of shape myself to be more confident in the way that I think that I want to be. But yeah, it's a bit hard. And drawing off your point, so yeah, growing up, I never knew what I wanted to do, and I was pretty lost. Like I remember I would always hear like when girls say, oh, I want a guy that knows what he wants. And then that would be like my biggest insecurity, because I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck I want. I don't know what I want, bro. I'm so lost. And then every time I hear a girl, because of course I was like single my whole life at that point, and I would just be like, oh, bro, I don't know what I want, but that's a deal breaker. I'm fucked already. And then
I want you.
Yeah, I want you. But then I started the self-improvement rabbit hole. So I discovered, instead of Jordan Peterson, I discovered Hamza. So he got a lot of young men onto self-improvement. And I feel like from then I started finding a bit more direction and actually taking control, because I feel like at the time I always followed the wave, go to uni. Like I have to go to uni, and just like the only way. And I just couldn't see another way out, or become like, I don't know, one of those internet entrepreneurs, but that was just way out of my grasp at that point. Still is. And you're just taking more control of my life and just have more direction and have something to show for it. Yeah. And yeah, that's how I kind of shifted myself from quite nice guy to more of a, I wouldn't say, a little bit more confident, and just, I guess, a more enhanced version of myself.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm still a nice guy. I still think I'm a pretty nice guy, but just try to not let people walk all over me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good. Like, I can definitely see it in yourself. Like, yeah, I can definitely see yourself growing, and especially in the past like year that we've been working together. Like, yeah, I can see your confidence going up a lot more, and you're definitely speaking out a lot more and being more vocal about your thoughts. So no, that's good. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What about you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Did you ever struggle with identity throughout your life?
Yeah, okay. I thought it was a new question, but my question, struggle with identity. Yeah, like, I think it was more so just in that corporate setting. Like, when I first started working and stuff, like, I don't know. It's just, I found it hard to get along with people, because it was mainly a race thing, like, an ethnicity thing. Like, going, like, you go from Cabramatta, where everyone looks like you, to like working corporate in Sydney CBD, and everyone has like blonde hair, blue eyes and shit. And you're like, fuck. Like, it was, I probably made it out to be a bigger deal than it would have been. And I think I just clung on to that identity of being Asian Australian, or, Asian Chinese, Vietnamese, whatever you want to call it. And it just made it hard. And like, I felt like I also couldn't relate to the stuff that they were also interested in. The banter wasn't the same. So I did have that identity on like crisis. I was like, fuck, man, like, do I have to, I don't know, go to the races every Sunday at Randwick or something?
Change yourself to fit in.
Yeah, change yourself to fit in. Do I have to start going to Coogee Pav like every Sunday and all that? So, yeah, it's just like, do I have to buy a pair of R.M. Williams, which I did, because they look cool.
Now they're great shoes.
Yeah, they're good shoes. But yeah, like I think I was having that identity like issue there, and I don't know if it's ever gone away. I mean, now, like where we work, it's fully remote, so everyone in the office is Asian. You know? but yeah, like, and also, but coincidentally, other colleagues as well, you know, are also Asian or some sort of ethnic. So it does help a little bit. I don't know, just feel that comfort. I'm not being racist. I'm not being racist, but I just found it hard to relate, bro. So yeah. That's an identity crisis.
What do you guys think of that? So like shaping yourself to be able to fit in, like kind of maybe like if you were an Asian girl in like an all-white school, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel, I don't know, in those situations, do you feel like it's right to kind of, I don't know, try to fit in by like doing things that you're not that interested in, or yeah,
I don't know. Like, I don't think so. I don't think it's good.
It's not good, but at the same with me, I feel like it's inevitable because if you hang out around those people, you're going to become like them. And then if you're around them all the time, you're going to pick up certain mannerisms and then hopefully eventually fit in. That's just my take on it. But colleagues is different because I don't know, you're already new, but I feel like in a high school setting, you're so much more moldable and
you're forced to see them every day as well.
Yeah.
So like you don't want to be the sad person who's like, I'm not interested in what everyone else is interested in and just be on your own.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But I feel like I've been in those situations a lot though, like where I'm typically not interested in what that group is interested in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like,
what do you do then?
Like, I don't know. I tend to like just stay quiet. I don't have much to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, let's say sports, for example, right? I'm not a big sports guy. And like, let's say in high school, right? A group of friends, like we were called the fucking footballers because like we played footy. Like we weren't playing with the Samoans. Like we were just playing footy, our own private games, right? All right. We were like with the Samoans.
Invite only.
All right. Invites only. We were private games. All right. But yeah. And then like our good friend Norman, he would be the ball handler. So he would like be responsible for the ball, bring it home, bring it to school every morning. So he would, like one of us would always have a football, like either he's holding it or someone else holding it during class. So we were known as that. But like I like to play it. Right, it was fun. But they were watching like the footy, like NRL and stuff, doing their fantasy football team, all this stuff. Like I wasn't interested in it, and like I felt so like maybe left out. But like it wasn't like they weren't including me. I just didn't find it interesting to like watch the game on a Saturday night or something. Yeah.
I relate to that a lot actually. Like, okay, I guess that kind of backtracks. I kind of contradicts my point of you eventually fit in, because I have a similar scenario of course, sports and also gaming. I was never a big gamer, and all my friends game, so they're always on Discord every night, just playing some game. And I remember I would join. Back then, it was Skype. Everyone uses Skype a lot.
Yeah.
And I would just literally join the call, and I wouldn't even say anything. I would just stay quiet. And sometimes, looking back, I'm just like, why did I join the call? I remember there was this one year we were flying to America, and I was in the airport. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea to join the call and say absolutely nothing. Like I joined the call and I literally said nothing because I just wanted to be there. And it was I've just never fit in with with games, and also a big one is cars. I've never really fit in with cars as well.
Agree, bro.
Agree. Yeah, and like I don't know, sports betting. Not really much of a betting man.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Hard to fit into a lot of the stuff that my friends talk about. Yeah, that completely contradicted my last point.
Yeah. See, like, I feel like this is something I've been thinking about for like quite some time now. Like, I find myself in situations where like, fuck, bro, I'm not interested in this shit. But like, they're my friends. I don't want to fucking, tell them like, hey, all fucking native use, stop talking about the fucking NRL. Yeah.
I don't find it interesting.
Yeah.
You shouldn't either.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's something that I thought about, and also in that group coaching call, I guess it's somewhat similar to what he was feeling, right? Like his friends want to go traveling and all that. Always talking about traveling here, traveling there, but he has no interest in it. So Yeah, it's like kind of hard. Like I've been letting it just because it's not like a big pressing issue. So I just let it happen. Like it just happens, right? And like it doesn't seem like a big issue to speak about it. But when I'm starting to think about it more, especially after hearing that guy speak about it in our group coaching, it just made me think. I'm like, fuck. Like, is this normal? Like, should I be molding myself? Like, should I feel this way, or should I like try to just mold myself into this person who now loves footy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
What would you say to we're a self-improvement podcast, so we want to give unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
There's a year 11 kid, just an older self. What would you say to them very specifically when it's like, they're like all of their friends are into watching the footy, or they all play games and they're not really into it? Like, what advice would you give them? They're feeling kind of alone, left out.
I don't know. Like, I don't think I'd be good to give advice on that because I'm still like experiencing it sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like, but I feel like for now, let's say if he's struggling to connect, but even nowadays, man, there's like so many online communities that you can maybe join and talk about like your coaching core, because all of the guys share the same struggle, right? Like similar struggle. So there's that. So that's a big advantage nowadays. There's like so many online communities. Maybe you're into, I don't know, teapots, that you can probably find some teapot community that you can join and have a chat with people about. But I still, of course, me as well, I do face that problem a lot. Like, I feel like even nowadays, man, like a lot of my mates, I can't connect with them anymore, which is pretty sad. I've never actually told them, but it just struggle for me to connect, just because maybe I'm a bit more introverted. Like, I'm a bit to myself, so haven't reached out as much. And then we just grow into completely different people. They get more into, I don't know, their cars and whatever, and I get more this way. So that's another identity problem that I have been having recently. Yeah, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's a kind of a case of like finding people that are more aligned with your new identity, or like, that's always tough as an adult, like meeting new people? There's also that, but there's also like a part of me that's like, oh, these guys are my mates, I've went to high school with these guys, like they should be like my mates. These guys should be the guys. But hard to find that balance. Like I know a lot of people like online, they talk like, oh my, I can't relate to my hometown mates anymore. Don't talk to any of them. I found this new group of mates, found them online, and now they're like my best mates now. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Just finding like completely ditching your old crew that was like there for you from when you were, I don't know, 12 to like 25 or 28. But then you just completely leave them because you can't relate to them anymore. And you find this new group of mates that you literally maybe met like 2 weeks ago, and then they just get you now. Like how do you feel about? Because I know a lot of people that do that. How do you feel about that?
Well, there's always a honeymoon period, right? Like, with getting into a relationship, you're not getting into like a romantic partnership with these people, but there's still going to be that honeymoon period, right? Like, you find someone, oh yeah, bro, you're interested in like martial arts, you're interested in this, like, yeah, let's go train. And then there's like that honeymoon period, I guess, but like you guys both sharing interests of the same thing, but there might be like a very terrible person, right? You've only just met them, so fuck, it sounds weird talking about it like this, but like, I wouldn't ditch your friends for them, I guess. Like, I would still like try to keep the both, but maybe just divert my time effectively. And unless like the friends that I was hanging out with like is just like constantly tearing me down, maybe we're gonna go smoke weed at the park every night or something. Like, So I don't think I would personally do it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, what do you reckon? Do you reckon, Justin? I feel like you have pretty good ecosystem of mates around you, and you have a very I feel like you have a very diverse group of mates as well.
I have friends from all different stages of my life.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is I think you're right. There's something special about old mates, which is say Lawrence or some of my earlier high school mates. I feel like even if our paths diverge for a few years, when I reconnect, it's there's such a strong foundational connection. We're so similar, is we kind of still grow back to similar things. We have similar values anyway.
Yeah.
New friends, some of them will stick around and then become lifelong. But I find with newer friends, it's kind of a honeymoon period, and then 90% will drop off, and then I'll keep in contact with one or two, that kind of thing. So I think it's important. You don't want to get locked in. I feel it's always, you could always meet this new mate that you get along with really, really well.
Yeah.
But I think your core group of friends when you're young, I don't know, there's something special about it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that I agree with that as well. There's probably one or two friends that I spoke to at uni, or maybe I met at work later on, that I would still speak to here and then. But like you said, a bunch of them just dropped down. We would go to the pub and everything together every week, and then I haven't spoken to them in maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
So interesting. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, especially I'm assuming in societies, and you'll meet all these people, and then honestly, except for Kevin and Will recently, I don't even talk to most of the people. 99% of them I don't even talk to anymore, which is pretty sad. But
You feel
that's the way it is.
Just different directions in life kind of thing, or do you think it's more
so. Yeah, I think it's because at the time we were bonded through alcohol, so it was it's a pretty synthetic relationship, and
bonded through alcohol?
Yeah, and I don't know, it's hard to say, and I feel maybe to begin with the bond just wasn't that strong.
Yeah,
that also could be why. Yeah. Hard topic. A lot of them are following this podcast.
Damn.
Hit Edmund up if you're a real friend. Bro, something just clicked just then. Do you remember there was a time I fucking pulled up and I was full fucking crying and shit?
I think so. No, I do remember, but I think you were driving for a bit and then you started crying.
Oh, I drove for a bit. Yeah,
because we used to at night we used to go get Macca's runs, and then we would just talk about shit for an hour or something. We just drive around.
Good drives.
Yeah.
Was it you two or is it?
Yeah, just us two.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just us two.
This would have been second year of uni. We were very young, 19, 20.
Oh, yeah, wow. 19, 20, around there. And yeah, I remember one time you just fucking started bawling your eyes out. And because when you said you had that existential crisis or identity crisis, I was trying to think if it was related to that.
It was related to that.
That one. Yeah,
okay. Clicked again. So that was basically how I kind of talked about had a phase where I was going to raves, and then I was president of the Anime Society, and I put a real effort. This was after having read How to Win Friends and Influence People as well. So I was very, very deliberate and cognizant of how I carried myself, always smiling, always having high energy. And then I think I just kind of broke down because I was fuck, all of my friends that I've met, they don't know the real me. I'm just putting on this character, this act, and I was so tired of putting on the act. And then I went back to being a sad cunt, bro. But then there's obviously a middle ground, right?
Yeah.
That's an aspect of me. More quieter side, that's an aspect of me as well. So I think maturity is kind of bridging that gap.
Yeah. It's you don't want to stray too much away from your original identity, hey? Because as much as your identity shifts, there's always that core part that never changes.
Yeah.
And I've struggled with this a lot. I always try to be, gotta be more confident, But then recently I've just been dialing it down a bit and just be it's all right to not say anything. It's all right to not, to not be the loudest one in the room. Even though I'm
Yeah,
rarely ever the
yeah.
loudest one in the room. But yeah, it's all right if you have nothing to say. Like you don't have to try to put on an act and try to force anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just something that I battle a bit.
That reminds me. What about the friend that we have that turned into Jeff's side or Ziz after high school?
What?
The friend that you had that turned
That I had.
that you had that turned into a chest bra / Ziz / Jeff side impersonator after like 4 weeks. Do you want to talk about that?
4
Or
weeks
like,
of going to the gym, or
Now,
like
now I'll talk about it. I don't know.
like, what are your thoughts
He's-
about that?
He's carried the act so long that I believe him now is the tough part. I was like full hater for like the first good while, and then now I'm like, maybe that's just who he is, bro.
oh, he's still acting like that now.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like nice guy. Like we were friends at like year 12. You know, like just I
Yeah.
don't know, regular guy kind of thing. And then I think first year of uni, he got like really into gym stuff. Started acting like so hard and shit.
He is a
Like,
very tall guy. Like he's tall,
Tall,
he looks
jacked,
good.
yeah.
He looks good. Like
Yeah.
seems like the type of guy who just like fucking puts on muscle really easily.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
or maybe high testosterone or some shit. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
yeah. But then just became like very unfriendly. I think like just like I don't know, carried himself in a certain way.
Yeah.
And then like didn't really say hi to people to school friends at uni and stuff.
Oh wow.
But I don't know. I feel like I have more compassion for it now. I feel like he's trying to change something about himself.
Yeah.
And had to swing really far the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because that's like a complete like identity shift, right? So that goes against what you were saying earlier, right? Like maybe still keeping part of your identity, certain values, but from what it sounds like he did a complete shift from like, very nice guy, very studious, blah 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 blah, and probably he still was studious in uni, but like he just turned into like this like fucking Chad guy.
But that's pretty good. That's like a David Goggins mindset, right? That's like kind of what David Goggins did. He was like a fat, overweight guy and obese, and then he just literally had to fully shift his mindset because that's just how it worked. Like that's the only way he could save himself. But maybe
could be
that's
that.
maybe
Yeah.
that was what your mate did, because it's called delusional optimism, right?
Delusional optimism.
Yeah. Okay. You have to be delusional to achieve those results, and he had to frame his mind to get that jacked.
True.
It was pretty jacked.
Yeah.
I feel like on the outside to us, it kind of just looked like, oh, bro, like, what are you trying to do? You're like, this nice guy, and then you're like putting on this act, or like you're trying to act alpha, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was what was going through our heads at the time. You know, young.
Yeah.
But I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Sometimes when you want to make big changes, you just have to go like all the way. Like you can't kind of take half measures, otherwise you'll just regress back to like your old self. So maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe
Yeah.
I've got more compassion now.
yeah.
Like you kind of have to like just try out new things, right? And then
Yeah.
there's always gonna be someone's gonna hate on you for sure. If you're doing something out of the ordinary, someone's gonna be like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Like I know for a fact there will probably be some guys from high school that are like, "What the fuck is Endon doing? He's the quiet guy. Why the fuck is he running a podcast right now? Why the hell is he on my For You page?" But you know what? Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Keep watching this video, bro. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But
Yeah, right.
all the best.
Like, favorite, and subscribe.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, like literally. I remember once I was getting a haircut from that guy that went to my high school, and he was like, "Oh, you run a podcast now?" And he was like, really surprised. I don't think him back in high school, he would not in a million years think I would be having one, and I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone's gonna think something different if you try to shift your identity, but you just gotta go with the flow and keep at it. Just don't give up. And he didn't give up. He's still like that to this day, which is good.
He can't reprogram himself.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, it's too late, right?
Fucking permanently chest bra now.
Can't stop, won't stop, bro.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think
Just kind of building. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but kind of building on that. Have you guys ever felt like you've had to see certain friends less in order to evolve, or kind of like in that similar vein, like kind of cut off or like kind of be cold to certain relationships to be able to like grow as a person?
Yeah, yeah. I think I've had to like spend time less sometimes, and like I'm not gonna say who it is, right? But sometimes I've been asked to hang out by one person or a group of people. All right, not gonna name names, but I'll think I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to go out again, like and potentially just like go drink or something, or maybe just talk about stupid shit, right? And I'm just gonna fucking pretend I'm busy, bro. So yeah, I've had to like just cut down because like I needed to prioritize other stuff in my life. Yeah, and so, but like in terms of like completely like shutting out, yes and no. Like, yeah, like I'll get back to you on that one, but like I don't think I don't think I purposely did it. I think maybe just like over
just
time.
need more time for other things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do to an extent, like, because I was just a bit brainwashed by all this red pill content. That's like, if they're not sharing the same path as you, like, don't even hang out with them. Like, you're some of the 5 people that you that you hang out with. So there were some mates that I would just keep delaying because I don't know, maybe they didn't share the same point of view as me, but it's not a good way to go about life. Like I should probably hit them up to hang out next weekend. But yeah, so sometimes I do turn down hangouts just because, like, last time we hung out, I had nothing to say, so I was just like, I don't want to do that again. So I would, just turn it down to maybe like do something else, like go to the gym or something. I don't know. But as opposed to cutting someone off completely, just because to better myself, not really. I haven't done that. But, yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I was full into the self-improvement shit, I was a bit psycho with it as well. I was like, I never like went up to someone and was like, hey bro, we can't be friends anymore. But in my own head, it would be like, man, fuck this guy. Never hang out with him again, that kind of thing. Because very much that quote of like, you're the average of the 5 people you spend your time with, like really like stuck with me as well. Similar conclusion, right? That's not the way to live life. Don't even do it in your own head. You can like, it's better to think of it as just I'll spend less time with this certain person, but there's no need to go that extreme with it.
Yeah. Unless they're really bad for you. Like I said earlier, like, hey bro, you want to go smoke some weed at the fucking park later? But like, maybe don't be friends with those people. But yeah, you shouldn't cut them off like completely. Hey.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially if they were actually good to you and were actually like
didn't do anything bad.
solid person. They just didn't share some goals. I think it's still good to keep them around because those are the people that will probably be there for you when you need it the most.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll be good.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, that's more that. So we were like talking more about the like identity in terms of like fitting into groups, right? So let's say if someone was like in terms of your identity, like do we have to fall into like specific buckets still? I still don't have my answer. Like do we still have to fall into that bucket of like specific people typically? Like what do you guys think? Like for example, if it's like I identify as a fucking, I don't know, a football enthusiast, and I end up like hanging out with more football enthusiasts, or like
I don't know, hard to say. No, I can just say yes and no. Like you don't have to limit yourself to like a certain...
Actually, no, sorry. The question was, sorry. I worded it wrong. Question should be like, all my friends are like footy enthusiasts, but I'm not. And
Like, should you mold yourself to be like them?
yeah, should you mold yourself to be like them?
No, because if you genuinely don't like the sport, uh, you can't really force yourself to like it, right?
Yeah.
Some people can. I can't. So no, you shouldn't. Short answer.
So tough, bro. Especially, I think it depends on your context as well. Because
Yeah.
if you're in school and there's literally no other options,
Yeah.
you might just need to I don't know, feign some interest in it, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Especially like at work as well. I think I've started to appreciate how you can kind of learn to like anything a little bit. Like you don't have to spend your life doing it.
Yeah.
So, what are people talking about? Just like get involved, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but the things that you do care about, you should spend a lot more time on it as well. Like find your hobbies that you like, find the friends that are into the same thing.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a balance of both. You need to, be true to yourself, but also, just fit in, try to fit in a little bit, like watch
Yeah.
the same shows.
True. That's
like
true.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
No, it is a tough one. I guess there's no right answer, right? Like it really depends on you as a person. Like if you can start watching the footy on Saturdays or Fridays, and if you do somewhat enjoy it, like half enjoy it, yeah, I guess so. Just to stay in that friend group, not stay in a friend group, but like have something to talk about. That won't bore you, I guess, when they start talking about that stuff. So yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But
We don't have all the answers here.
we don't.
we don't.
Maybe someone has the answer. They
Yeah.
can tell us. But
Drop in the comments, please.
yeah, I think I'll probably be doing a bit more like reading on this shit because honestly, bro, when I joined that group coaching call, we have it every Fridays. When I joined, and the coach typically asks us what we want to talk about, and I think it was between the identity stuff and fucking, I think it was in self-limiting beliefs or something. Like someone was choosing, I'm like, oh, self-limiting beliefs sounds pretty good. Identity, like what the fuck, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's not a complicated topic to talk about. But then he starts going into the stuff that he's been facing issues with, and he gets really into detail. And I'm like, fuck, there's actually a lot to unpack there. So yeah, and he made me I probably didn't have as much to unpack as him, and he probably had more issues around identity that he was trying to figure out. But it just made me think more about what this identity means and what my identity is, how people see me and shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people or Asians especially, struggle with it, especially if they don't go to uni.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel lost. And yeah, because everyone around them is graduating and going to uni or has something in place, and they just feel like, oh, what do I do? These people, literally, I thought when I dropped out for the first time, I was like, oh, these people feel like they have it all in place, but they don't know that, even though they're studying, they don't even know what the hell they're doing. They're pretty lost themselves. And they're not in that much of a worse position than the person that's going to uni, because they're both usually most
Some
of the times,
people, yeah.
some people they're both lost.
Because you graduate from uni and then it's there's too many graduates in whatever. Nowadays,
Yeah.
computer science used to be the thing to do. Now
Yeah.
everyone's graduating from comp sci, and then it's
Yeah.
fuck, there's no jobs or anything. So every path is pretty uncertain, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure is. And I think we can probably unpack more about that stuff later on, in another episode regarding uni and stuff, not going to uni. We kind of touched on that in
We did
in the HSC exams
yeah.
video, but I think we spoke about it a lot. I know you seem pretty fried. It is a bit late, so let's wrap things up.
Yeah. I've been identifying more as a coffee drinker.
Oh yeah.
So I've been drinking. No, I'm joking. Not really, but I have been drinking coffee a bit more.
Yeah.
So that's maybe why I'm a bit fried right now.
Yeah.
But it's been helping, man. It's been helping.
Coffee's so good.
Yeah.
What? When
Love
did you start drinking coffee? Like
2
why
days
did
ago.
you- Really? I thought it fucking like didn't make you feel good.
No, so the main difference that I've been doing is I've been adding butter into my coffee. So it's
I've seen
buttered
people do that. Why?
Yeah, because it's more of a slow release. It doesn't like hit you all at once. Because I feel like when I have just straight black coffee, I'm like, whoa, and it's like too much. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? But when I put butter, it's like, it's a hit. And it's just like constant. Like even right now, I feel it. I still feel it. I don't feel too fried. But I
Oh,
feel
it's
okay.
because the fat takes longer to
fat takes
digest.
longer to digest. Yeah. But
Interesting.
It probably tastes pretty good as well.
yeah, it's a bit more like creamy as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You should give it a go.
I'll try it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it feels good. Butter and coffee, like it's been your go-to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
new
I guess so.
identity added.
A new identity
Coffee
added, yeah.
connoisseur.
Because I see
like
a
that.
lot of people that like they weren't coffee drinkers and then they just started drinking coffee again. They got more productive and then I wanted some of that. So started drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Helps me with my productivity and helps me dial in a bit more.
Yeah. Nice, bro. Nice. Oh, actually, funny thing, before we wrap things up, I used to identify myself as an energy drink enthusiast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to love your monsters.
My
hey?
monsters, bro. I gotta catch them all. You know, like all the Infinity Stones, bro. My monsters, not even just monsters, bro. Like any zero sugar energy drink.
Energy, yeah.
I would try them all. Like Celsius before I came to Australia. Like Alani Nu. All those. I used to identify as that. Because at a point in time, I used to work for this company that sold pre-workout supplements and all that shit. I was into the gym, and I used to also identify myself as the supplement expert as well, nootropic expert. You know, like
Remember that period, yeah.
yeah, research all the nootropics and like, you know, obviously caffeine and like the stuff inside Monster is a big part of that, like the B vitamins, all that shit. So I'll try every single energy drink, like 3D by Christian Guzman, all that stuff to see which one gives me the best mental boost. Yeah. So I drink it first, like when I start work, I'm like, this one's a bit shit. Yeah. That's just a funny thing I thought I'd throw in.
Oh, that's really funny. and not a consumer anymore, not a fan anymore.
Well, I still like my energy drinks here and then, but I can't do too much of it. Like back then when I was working for that company, because we got free supplements in the kitchen as well, I was consuming sometimes I'm consuming like 400 milligrams to 500 milligrams of caffeine a day. So like a Monster has 150.
Yeah.
So I would like scooping up like freaking Fat Burner or Oxy Shred, and then I would like scoop another one at lunch, and then maybe I'll have a Monster. So it was getting pretty out of hand. So yeah, I don't consume them as much, but I do like an energy drink here and then. They taste yummy and give you a good boost. Yeah.
I feel so like retarded like after I have a energy drink nowadays.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, something about it. I just get so like anxious. I get so like so zoned in. Like it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. Like even like a small kind of Red Bull or something like that. Like
I'll still do it, but then like I won't be able to socialize properly. Like I'll overthink. I'll like
really.
I just feel really like tense, like kind of fight or flight.
That's kind of what I feel.
But coffee
usually
doesn't do the same thing.
No,
It does.
for
It does.
me,
It's
it's
different for
softer.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? That is so odd.
Yeah.
That is interesting. We need to do some more.
Get
digging
to
in
the
it.
bottom of this.
Get to the bottom of this. Yeah, exactly. Because, well, like they kind of feel like the same thing to me ish, but energy drinks make me feel better because there's like there's B vitamins in there as well that like help your brain work a bit better. So that's why I love the energy drink so much opposed to like coffee. But yeah,
that's
I stick to
interesting.
my coffee now because like it's cheaper. I can make it at home.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to buy like a Monster for like $4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for listening. If you're on Spotify, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube, and also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Like the links will be in the bio. But yeah, I hope you guys got some good takes from this, and I hope you guys know what your identity is. And yeah, man.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Bye bye.
All right.
you.
See ya.
See you guys next time.
See ya.